Miscellaneous minds, never explaining the minds. Devilish grin for my alias, aliens who respond. Peddling sin, thinking maybe when you get old you realize I'm not gonna fold or demise. I don't smoke crack, motherfucker, I sell it.
What is going on, everybody? This is the Miscellaneous Minds Podcast. I'm your co-host, Boom Argato, the cat that heads your freak off back. And to my left over here is the main Benny Sustanero, the man that makes the fat snacks. Together we form the dynamic duo that won't die. Deadly ideas, but spicier content than your girl's OnlyFans.
What is going on, everybody? Before we get into tonight's topic, please make sure to like, comment, hate, subscribe, DM us about the bullshit. And with that, let's get right into it. This man, Diddy, Brother Love, whatever else he wants to call himself, has been arrested. He is facing charges, and at this point, he's been denied bail, been denied bond. He will sit in jail until his court date. We did a video about P. Diddy and a lot of the accusations around him, and back then we said, hey, look, let's all wait and see what happens. Let's not pour on the judgment. At this point, I think we can pour on the judgment. This man is being charged with numerous things. RICO charges are in play here. A certain type of trafficking that we can't say too much on Facebook or on YouTube. A lot of things that are not YouTube friendly. Go check the indictment yourselves. You guys will be able to see very, very, very sus things. A lot of things that other people have said about him. Cat Williams. Kid Cudi, 50 Cent, seem to be true. And listen, I'll be honest with you. I'll be the first one to stand up for somebody if I feel like they're getting railroaded. But it was really Diddy that was doing the railroading. He was not letting people come into the business unless they were essentially his slaves. He was being very saucy with the people that he did let in, that let him do weird stuff. He was hiring escorts, moving them from state to state for the freak-offs that apparently sometimes these freak-offs lasted days. Man was caught with 1,000 bottles of baby oil, toys, other stuff that's a lot more normal, like guns, drugs, stuff like that. But listen. The man is a certified freak. Not song that's on around. Talking about match my freak. Diddy was asking everybody that shit. He was asking every motherfucker that came into his realm of existence, "Boy, you gonna match my freak?" Listen, Diddy's a weirdo, man. Listen, I'm kind of glad that it finally all came crashing down. People have been talking about P. Diddy and the weird stuff that he does for a very long time, and it was bound to happen. What is done in darkness shall eventually come to light. It's funny. 50 Cent has always been one of my favorite rappers. Reason being is because I actually, I think I was like 12 or 13 when Get Rich or Die Trying came out. So I got swept up just like everybody else in that, that whole era. I was all about, bumping Get Rich or Die Trying, PIMP, all that good stuff. But the truth is, throughout the years, even though 50 Cent hasn't remained popular in the hip hop arena, I've stayed a fan, so a lot of stuff that he says, a lot of his trolling, specifically aimed at P. Diddy, I've always thought was hilarious. I thought he is the master of making fun of people, so I've always kind of just stayed tuned to what he was saying. And when he was telling everybody, you guys will eventually see, he was right. I don't know. Again, per the indictment, some of these freak-offs would last days and days and days. And my thing is, I get it. Weird, but I get it. But do you really need 1,000 bottles of baby oil, my man? That is intense. 1,000? How much y'all be using? Look, listen, I don't really want to know. I don't want to know how y'all be using, how much y'all be using, who you be using. I don't care. The man's off the streets now. A lot of people can breathe easy. A lot of people are saying what's going to be really interesting is when the final brick comes crashing down and P. Diddy is forced to accept that the reality is he's going to be facing many, 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 many years in prison. Who is he going to snitch on? It's very likely, and given how famous he is, given how powerful he is, given how much money he has, we're looking at another potential Epstein-like list here. Now, I know what a lot of you are saying. Epstein list has never been released. Fair and true. But Diddy's not gone. Diddy's still here. Hopefully the man doesn't, commit side. And hopefully we get to see some of these people that were supposedly part of these freak offs. It'll be interesting to see, man. It'll be interesting. You know, there's two parts of me that really enjoys this. I've worked in criminal law myself. I've handled a lot of criminal cases. So I know a lot of the things that go into defending and what the plaintiff side or what the prosecutor side does as well in order to, you know, get a prosecution. And here's the thing. At the end of the day, Diddy is definitely screwed. Diddy's definitely screwed. The only question left is, will the Diddler become the Diddled when he gets to prison? What do you think about that, my man?
Listen, man, I was also hearing the press conference of the prosecutor that was handling it, and as he was listing off the raid that they had on his compound of what they found, including the 1,000 bottles of baby oil. My thing is, like, when he was giving descriptions of what Diddy was arrested on and the accounts of all the witnesses that came forward, and they had days and days and days of these freak off competitions. My thing is, at the end of the day, it was like, dog, at what point does this cease to become anything sexual and it's more of a power thing? Days, my man. Look, I'm not gonna get too far in the weeds here, but after about half an hour, I'm good. Half an hour, I'm good for the rest of the day. Maybe an hour and a half later, maybe after a sandwich and some Gatorade, maybe. But days, my man, days and thousands of bottles of it. At that point, I think it ceases to be a sexual thing. Now, don't get me wrong, is it still sexual in nature? Yes, absolutely. It's absolutely deviant behavior. But I think at some point, it ceases to be a sexual thing and more so a power dynamic thing. And again, once you've been doing this for days, at some point you're like, why is this? What am I even like? This isn't a job anymore. This is
I become?
who? Yeah, this isn't a job interview anymore. This is more like, okay, so I'm just in a cult at this point. If that's the barrier of entry for getting into the music, and again, we've seen multiple. It's been a meme for like a long time about the casting couch and all that. Dog, this isn't even in a living room anymore. This isn't an auditorium, a hotel conference room, and all this is being engaged in. It's wild, man. Like this, for one thing, it's good Diddy's getting arrested, because he definitely had multiple people in on it, as far as his bodyguards, his assistants that were engaged in this. So if Diddy's getting arrested, cool. Where does that leave them? Because they were also complicit in all of this. So I hope he brings down the whole house of cards down with him, because again, Diddy was only the ringleader of all this. He still had people pushing for all of this, all of the supplying, the booking of the hotel rooms, everything. All the coordination of it. It couldn't have been just one person. It couldn't have just been one person that was organizing all of these freak offs. No, there had to have been everything from people that were organizing the event, the people supplying it. I don't know if there's a judge's thing, but if they're in it, get them all out of here, because A, this is disgusting, and B, dog, you know how much damage it could probably done for the, not even mental, but like just the foundation of his music brand as a whole. Like all of it's tainted just because he wanted to get his rocks off for days on end. For what? Days on end is a bit much. A day, it's still excessive, but days on end, when it's more than half of the week, you're already going into, all right, dude, you're doing way too much. You're doing way too much for an audition.
Listen, man, there's an old saying, everything in life is about sex, except sex. Sex is about power. And I feel like Diddy really took that to heart, man. I agree with you completely. At a certain point, it stops to be about the act itself, and it starts to be about what you can get other people to do, how low you can make things sing, so on and so forth. Listen, we've all heard it from a lot of the deviants that have been caught, from the R. Kellys and the extracurricular activities that he entertained. The Vince McMahons, we've all heard what the disgusting things that he's done, and so on and so forth. It's a power thing. It's a power thing completely. But listen, it's going to be interesting to see what comes out. Again, he just got arraigned over the last couple of days. He was just denied bail this morning. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting since he's going to have to sit in there for a while. I'm sure at a certain point, we're going to start hearing more. My understanding is there's tapes, lots of tapes. of what could have potentially gone on. There's a lot of people that came forward. There's a lot of evidence. Again, they had quite a few of his hard drives and all that kind of good stuff that they seized from his mansion when they did that raid a little while back. So yeah, man, I think this is definitely the end. One thing that was brought to my attention that I think was going to be interesting is, I don't know how true it is, so take it with a grain of salt, but there was some sort of mention of some activities that had gone down in California in reference to hits. And we all know what we're thinking about when we think about that. It was long time that people were bringing this up as a conspiracy that P. Diddy had paid some people to make certain GOAT rappers disappear. So it'll be interesting. We'll definitely see what this will bring. So stay tuned for all that. We'll definitely be talking about it. And with that, make sure to like, comment, hate, subscribe, DM us about the bullshit, and
Until next time, get rest and stay blessed. We'll see you on the next one.